Hi, and welcome back, guys. Today we are talking about how to respond to a writing prompt. So, we've been given the question, how can you save water? So, today in this particular lesson, I'm going to walk you through the brainstorming portion of it and coming up with your points that you want to discuss. So, again, we've been asked the question of how can we save water? And so, when we think about using water in our homes every single day or at school, we know that there are certain things that we do consistently. So we're going to talk about some of those things and what are some ways that we can eliminate or some things that we can eliminate to cut down on the amount of water that we use. All right. For example, the first one that I came up with was making sure that the faucets are not leaking. Sometimes we have a tendency not to turn the faucets off completely, and you might have just a little drip. Sometimes it might be a full drizzle. So just one of those things, being precautious and going back to make sure that they're completely turned off, that's going to save a whole lot of water. All right, then the shower versus taking a bath in the tub. So taking a shower, if you're only in there for a few minutes, you're probably going to use less water than filling an entire tub full of water and taking a soaking bath. So we could do showers more often than we do tub baths. So that would also help. Brushing our teeth. The brushing the teeth is not the issue, but most people leave the water running while they're brushing their teeth. So that could be another way to eliminate or to save water by making sure that as we're brushing our teeth that we do turn off the faucet. Finally, washing cars and filling up pools and using water guns, these things that we do outside when it's hot in the summer months. So washing our car, we could possibly take it to a car wash, which would save some water. Filling up our pools and water guns, we could be very careful about making sure that we keep our pools as clean as possible, making sure that we use the right chemicals and things that we need to keep it clean so that it doesn't have to be filled as often. Water guns and stuff like that, you might want to eliminate that or only have it during certain days or a couple of days out of the week. And then another thing that some people have done, and a lot of times you see this in rural areas, out in country areas, people that have gardens and farm, they catch rainwater in barrels or some type of containers that they can use at a later date. So catching water to use to wash your car or catching water to have to fill the pools or to play in with your water guns and things like that. All of these are ways that we could save water. So we've come up with, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 different things here that we're going to look at. And of course, we don't want to write a paper about 7 different things because we're going to try to stick to the 5 paragraph format, which for me, you have an introduction, your 3 body paragraphs, and your conclusion. So with that being said, if we look at this, that means that we need to narrow this down to 3 points that we really want to talk about that we believe would be the greatest way to save water. So as I'm looking at this, the first thing that I would like to talk about is the fact of catching rainwater. That would be my first point that I would like to talk about. Another thing that I would like to talk about would be brushing our teeth and turning off the faucet when we're brushing to make sure that we're saving as much water as possible. And then again, we need one more point. Now keep in mind, we're trying to go for the 3-point thesis statement. So we need to have 3 points that we want to discuss, and then we're going to talk about moving into that 3-point thesis statement. So we have our first one, which we said would be catching the rainwater. And then we said we were going to talk about brushing our teeth and turning that water off as we're brushing our teeth. And then we need one more point that we can talk about that's going to help us to conserve, to save water. So I'm going to come up with, or I'm going to choose the taking the shower versus using the tub to take a bath would be my 3 points. So how can we save water? That was our topic. We're asked to write an essay on that. So we've come up with our 3 points that we want to discuss about that particular topic. So we have 3 things that we're going to discuss. We're going to turn those 3 things into the thesis statement. So today we've talked about that informative topic or a narrative topic, however you would like to write about it. And we've come up with some points. We did some brainstorming to decide what we want to write about. And then we narrowed it down to those 3 points that we're going to turn into our thesis statement. So in this particular lesson, we've just done the brainstorm. The next video or the next lesson we're going to go through and we're going to pick up from here. So this concludes the lesson for today, where we've talked about the topic and we've talked about brainstorming and then narrowing that down into those 3 particular points that we want to discuss. So this concludes our lesson for today. Don't forget to look in the document session of this lesson for this video to pick up any handouts and information that you can use to further assist you in coming up and deciding what to do in your brainstorming process and narrowing that particular thing down. So I'll see you on the next lesson. You guys have a good day.